Hi everyone.
Hello.
We have our special assistant today.
Assistant with lunchbox here, and that's what he's gonna do in the next half an hour.
No, I hope not.
He will.
We're gonna run out of this.
We have a whole bag at the back.
Or
Just need to run to the back and then refill it.
okay.
Okay.
Today we're gonna talk about a case study. So there's a lady who was. She is 50 years old and she has been struggling with insomnia for more than 10 years. And starting January this year, 2018, she couldn't sleep at all, not even just 1 minute at nighttime or even daytime. So she had to take some sleeping pills, and even with sleeping pills, she was only able to sleep for like 3 hours maximum. So she would lie in bed, roll around, watching TV or do whatever, and then she would sleep from maybe like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. and wakes up. And maybe she said that she's able to sleep from 9 to 10 a.m. for a little bit. Good thing that she doesn't have to work. So she came to me with this problem, and she was also concerned about her going into menopause, that her period was late. Like she's really worried about becoming old. Like once she felt like once she hit the menopause, she's gonna age very quickly. She's gonna lose her beauty, and a general concern a lot of women have.
I have that fear since I was 18.
Oh, good. You've been prepared.
No. Oops.
That's Kuma coughing.
Yeah.
He's still coughing.
He's still coughing.
He doesn't want to take the medicine, so that's why he's not getting better.
So you need to take medicine when you're not feeling well.
When you
Or
you want to get better, yeah.
4 months later.
Sorry about my hair. My hair looks funny today.
You look like a peacock.
Yeah, okay. A parrot.
A parrot.
A parrot who hates broccoli.
That was a very funny one.
Yeah.
We should share that later.
Yeah. So she couldn't sleep, and when she came, I was at the end of January already, and so just to give you a simple picture of what her health condition. So we need to also ask her about her personality, because when somebody's very tense and very anxious, frustrated, they tend that their emotion tend to affect their body a lot. And she happens to be this type of person. So she says she's pessimistic. She worries a lot. She's stressed, and she gets easily irritated and angry, and she's also very nervous most of the time. So I don't know what's going on with our society right now. This seems to be very common among us, right?
Seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, so
But not us.
we're okay, hopefully. I'm stressed too.
Oh, I'm not.
You're not? I thought you've been worried about your beauty since 18.
But I'm letting you handle it.
So this type of personality is actually very bad for your health. Even though taking medicine will help this type of person, you still have to do some adjusting with your personality and letting go of a few things. Stop being a control freak. Stop worrying about so much that's going on, because doesn't matter how much you worry, is whatever is going to happen will still happen, right? You just have to kind of let go. Yeah, pretty much. I used to be very uptight and very kind of like this. I'm actually this type of person too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I hide it well. So in the past couple of years, I've been trying to, let go a little bit, little by little. So now I'm much better, and actually I've been
just like me.
Yeah, and much happier when I don't want to control so many things. Anyway, back to her case. So even when she took a sleeping pill, she has to lie in bed for a few hours before she can actually fall asleep. And then after she falls asleep, she still wakes up very easily. And then when she wakes up, it takes like half an hour or longer to go back to sleep again. So it's really troubled her, and then it caused, like when you don't have enough sleep for even just 2 days, you feel very drowsy, energy is low, you cannot concentrate, you can't think straight. It might affect your driving. It's really dangerous, and she has this problem for more than 30 days, and no, it was pretty severe. And then back to her other symptoms. So she doesn't feel hungry at all. Like she just says that she eats about half bowl of food, and then that's enough for her meal. And she only eats 2 meals a day, so that's very little. And and she tend to be she doesn't like heat. She doesn't like hot temperature. Like, but at the same time, her feet are also cold. So it's a bit of a contradiction here. And she also has constipation issue. I don't know what's going on, but a lot of people seems to have some sort of bowel movement issues, constipation. So she has to take fiber pills. Even that, she still goes once every 2 to 3 days, and each time she goes like little sheep poop. Every time she felt unfinished, and she has a lot of gas, kind of bloated in her stomach. And
not enough of a fluid in her system. That's why it's like very hard and very little.
No, not really big.
No?
I think she drinks enough water. Let me double check. I think she drinks about like 4 or 5 cups a day.
And that's enough?
5 cups. That's
like
okay.
This size of cup?
Like five. I would say 5 to 6 cups is okay. Like some people just don't feel thirsty, and then if you force them to drink more water, it's actually it does more harm than good actually. So she drinks enough for fluid for her, but she has some urination issues too, because every time she drinks a cup of water, she has to go pee like within 1 hour, and twice within 1 hour. So that's a little bit abnormal. Like for a normal person, you go after you have a cup of water, you generally don't need to go within an hour. Sometimes even you go every 2 to 3 hours. She also has to get up to pee at nighttime once per night. So these are general indication of there's urination issue. So there's bowel movement issue, urination issue, appetite. You can say pretty much everything has a little bit problem for her. And her menstruation has been a little bit inconsistent because of her age. She's approaching menopause, and the period can be irregular. So the gap between her previous 2 periods was a month and a half. But then it was the previous period, so hard to say. It was around mid-December, and then when she came to see me around late end of January, she didn't have her period yet, so she was a bit concerned. She's very concerned about her period not coming, because that would mean actual menopause, and then that would freak her out pretty much. Other issues, she also had palpitation, shortness of breath, and kind of stuffy feeling, like something pressing on her chest.
She really has everything. How about white hair?
Gray hair. She colors her hair, so maybe. I didn't check.
She has everything then.
Yeah, so like I said, this type of personality tends to affect everything.
With toenails?
No, but she has those. She gets her nails done, so I couldn't see it. Anyways, so after I took her pulse and checked her abdomen. So remember we talked about when we need to use chai hu, this type of medicine, is when you're just the area above so this is the ribs, area below it, you tend to have a lot of pressure. You can feel something kind of extends out from inside, so into out. It's called distension or any kind of discomfort when I press. So she has a lot of discomfort on her right side. So this is mirror image, but I'm pointing to my right side. So that's an indication for the medicine, the herb chai hu. And then she also has some sort of discomfort between in the center of her ribs. And when I check around her belly button, I could actually feel that there's like air bubbles in her intestines. So it feels like when I press down, this bubble will just kind of goes away to the next section of the intestine.
So does that mean that she farts a lot?
Yeah, she has passed a lot of gas actually, and so based on all the information collected, so I prescribed her chai hu jia long gu mu li tang. We talked about this a couple episodes before. It's a very common formula for this type of personalities, and then after she saw me for the first time, she went back to China for a good month and a half. She didn't come back until March 21st, and so I gave her about 3-4 weeks of medicine, and she finished them all. And she came back. She told me that her sleep was better. She kind of falls in and out of sleep the whole night. Has some dreams that she remembers. Hi, Camille.
Say hi.
Saba gets a lot of loves.
A lot.
From us.
And grandma too.
Yeah. And then her bowel movement also improved to every 2 days, and I think it was formed. It was just no longer the sheep poop. It was just good, solid sausage shape. It was a little bit hard in the beginning, but she seems okay with it, and the gas also reduced. Her urination has improved a lot, so she no longer needs to go within an hour after she had a cup of water. She doesn't need to get up to pee at nighttime. But she was still worried that her menopause, her period hasn't come yet. But after I checked her pulse, I told her that it was coming within the next few weeks. And then she came back again on March 31st after finish a week of medicine. And after March 21st, I increased the dosage of Da Huang and Long Gu Mu Li. So basically, Da Huang is to kind of help her bowel movement because she still goes only every 2 days, and her poop is still a little bit hard in the beginning. And Long Gu Mu Li is just to kind of help relax and let her to get deeper sleep. Oh, hi, Wilma.
Hello, Wilma.
So after she took this, so basically the same formula, I kind of increased the dosage of these 3 herbs. And after a couple of days, she told me that her appetite all of a sudden came back. She has really, really good appetite. She can eat a bowl of rice each meal, and she can eat 3 meals a day, and she constantly wants to eat. She gained weight, and she was worried that if can I do something to stop it. But for this type of person, like
when they get well, they're worried, and when they are not well, they are worried too.
Yeah, because she's very. Imagine that you haven't slept for a long time and you don't eat very well. The body is very deficient. It lacks of nutrients. So this medicine kind of just wakes her body up so she's able to rest when she needs to, and she's able to eat when she needs to. So you're able to absorb the nutrients from the meals that you eat. I told her because her pulse is very, very thin and deep, so that indicates a little bit lack of blood in her body. So I told her that you need to eat in order to produce enough blood, so her period will be able to come. And then after a couple of days, I think on March 28th, her period came. So she was okay. She was finally relieved. She no longer bugs me about her appetite.
How about weight?
Weight, she still, yeah. I told her that because generally you need to make sure you're healthy before we can start doing some weight loss treatments. Because health is still more important than your weight, right? When you're healthy, your metabolism are going. When your metabolism are function normally, then you're able to digest the food and get rid of the toxins from the waste from the food that you eat. So it's better that you have good metabolism, and then after you have good metabolism, your weight will be your kind of healthy normal state.
So I have a question about her poop. So what's causing the hardness if it's not fluid?
So generally this type of person, they are very tense, right? So when you're tense, all your muscles and your intestine tend to be, it tends to affect the function of your GI tracts. So you can either reduce the movement of your intestines, or you can increase the movement of your intestine. So some people, when they are stressed, when they're nervous, they get constipation. And there are other people when they're stressed and nervous, they get diarrhea.
Oh.
Right?
So if it's not one thing, the other?
It can be, yeah.
Okay.
So that's usually her cause. And then Da Huang is just, it wasn't right? Like a very large amount. It was just small amount of increase. And Da Huang basically kind of just helps pushing everything down in your GI tract. So from your stomach to your small intestine to your large intestine and out. So that's why it kind of helps your movement of your GI tract. So for her case, her intestines wasn't moving so well. So I think that really hit the spot. So she was really hungry, and then her appetite is back to normal. So after March 31st, I gave her same formula, same ratios. She now wakes up only once per night, and she's able to sleep through the night and then falls asleep within an hour after she goes to bed. So it's pretty typical case of 柴胡加龙骨牡蛎汤.
I'm just wondering, because I don't know her personally. I'm guessing for someone who's at that age, doesn't have to worry about work, she has too much free time.
It's her.
Is it possible that? Because imagine if, like today, I went to work. Only once a week, and I'm so tired. So today I'll hit the sack before midnight. It's not going to be like it's 3 o'clock, or it's more than that.
It's more than that. Actually, she came with her mother, and her mother also had insomnia. She couldn't sleep. She was only able to sleep like 3 to 5 hours a night.
So it runs in the family then.
Yeah, it sort of runs in the family. And then when I check her mother, basically they have the same personalities and same problems, pretty much everything. Bowel movement, and then urination, appetite,
cold, and
pretty much the same copy. She's a copy of her mother, pretty much. So
do you think it's her stress or her personality cause all the symptoms, or it's the symptoms that aggravate her and then make her more worried and make her the personality?
No, I think it's
the
generally I think it's more of an emotional state affecting her body, because I think nowadays there are a lot of stress from work, from your family, from lots of things, and so 柴胡加龙骨牡蛎汤, this type of, it's very common because it's the indication for that formula is when you have like an anxious personality, you tend to get very tense, you worried a lot, and you also, it's like when you're always at a state of fight or flight. So like when you're watching a scary movie, you're very tense, your adrenaline is pumping, and little movement from the movie, you would kind of jump from your seat. So this type of person is kind of in this type of state. So Longgu and Muli helps calm her adrenaline down, so she's no longer in that state, so she can relax a little bit. So when you relax, everything your muscle, your intestines can also relax, so she was able to sleep better.
So your approach to her problem is go directly into the source, her anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rather than pinpoint to her heat flash or her urination problem or her problem.
So generally, we still need to look at the whole body, and then it's Chinese medicine is like a holistic medicine. We don't just look at one part of the problem. She came for insomnia. I don't just give her things to herbs that help her sleep, because if you do that, it generally works for a very short time and then it will stop working.
Mm-hmm.
And if you give her something that fixes the foundation or fix the root problem, then everything will get better.
Okay. Any way to prevent this for
the
younger viewers?
Meditation helps. Yoga, vacation. You need to rest. You need to enjoy your life a little bit when you're not working. I know a lot of people go to work, they're stressed, and go home again still stressed by the family, and then this type of person can tend to get sick very quickly because their lifestyle. So it's important to have like a work-life balance or a family life balance.
Yeah.
Okay. See you next week.
Bye bye.